Hi, we're live. And I'm Kaylee, if you haven't been on my channel before, and I have my good friend Morgan from Teaching Disney with me. And today we are going to be doing a Sidekick Showdown. So we did it a little bit different from what we did our last week's, and we did the preliminaries just based on Instagram. So we already have kind of the winners for those. So we're going to go ahead and go through and talk about what Instagram chose to be the winners for each one. Okay, so our first pairing was Kronk versus the hyenas from Lion King. And this one was just like Kronk beat it so bad. 17-1, which Connor, my friend Connor from Carousel Connor, was the only one that voted for the hyenas. They are very funny though, but Kronk is like far and away, he's got to be the winner on that one. All right, the second one was really close, which kind of shocks me. And this is against LeFou and Mr. Smee from Captain Hook. And Mr. Smee got 8 votes and LeFou got 10 votes. So this one was really, really close, but LeFou kind of pulled it out there. Yeah. That one was closer than I thought it would be.
I think that was one of the closest that we had.
It was. The next one is actually another one of our closest ones, and this is from Bullseye and Pegasus. So Pegasus is from Hercules, and Bullseye is from Toy Story. And Bullseye actually pulled it out, which I haven't really seen Hercules, so I wasn't sure if this one
does a lot in Hercules.
Yeah, I figured this one would be like more competitive, and I really kind of thought Pegasus would win it, but apparently not. Bullseye pulled through 10-8.
I don't know how.
Yeah, I don't know how either. This one's another. I mean, this one was another one. To be honest, hang on, I lost the thing. Yeah, so this one was Spin versus Maximus, which someone else has voted since me and Morgan have talked about this one, but it's 10 votes for Spin, 11 votes for Maximus. So Maximus very narrowly beat Spin out for this one, which shocks me like so much. I do love Maximus, but I don't know, like that one was kind of a shock there. Okay, so our next one is Miko versus Pascal. And this one was not very close. This one was 6 for Miko and 15 for Pascal. So that was where we were on that one.
Miko, I feel like doesn't do much as a sidekick.
Yeah, well, but Pascal doesn't really either.
Like, yeah, he's kind of just like back up if she needs it. But yeah, Miko just does nothing.
I know. I can understand why Pascal won that one for sure. Okay, next up is Flounder versus Abu, and Flounder won this one 14 for Flounder, 7 for Abu. So, which Morgan's upset, I think, about that one.
I feel like that's like, no, because Abu does so much more than Flounder does. Flounder's just runs away every time he gets scared. And Abu actually like would help Aladdin and like steal the stuff. And
I know, which last week, if you guys were on last week, me and Cassidy kind of, we chose who we thought. We went off of like, it was a villains showdown, and we went off of who we thought was the worst villain, not popularity. This time, that's why I kind of wanted to just let Instagram pick our preliminaries, because I knew me and Morgan were going to be like, oh. But yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. This next one was an interesting pairing. This was Olaf and Mr. Potato Head, and Olaf obviously won this one 18-3. But I mean, Mr. Potato Head still got 3 votes, which I mean, it kind of shocks me in a way. He did pretty good though.
I feel like Olaf had to win it though, because he's so popular.
I definitely think he did. Okay, and then next up we have Mushu versus Timon and Pumbaa, which I wanted to be brutal and split up Timon and Pumbaa, but Morgan was like, you can't do that. Like, you can't split up Timon and Pumbaa for this. But they still ended up getting beat. Mushu got 13 votes, and Timon and Pumbaa only got 5 votes. So that one was kind of a little closer, but not too bad. All right, next up is the big one, Lumiere and Cogsworth, which this one shocked me. 17 votes for Lumiere, 2 votes for Cogsworth. So Cogsworth, poor thing, just got like annihilated in that round.
Haley, I don't know why, but none of our comments are showing up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Is this video private?
No, it's public.
Okay.
Maybe
showing up on your end?
I don't know. I wasn't looking at comments because I was just trying. I have to do my layers. I don't know. I just figure maybe people aren't commenting. I can't.
No, there's people commenting.
Okay, well, let's get through our preliminaries, and then I'll try to figure out the comment situation, okay? Because I have to be on a separate screen to do the overlay.
Oh, okay.
I can't look at the comments and do overlays at the same time. So if I'm not saying hey to anyone, first off, our comments apparently are not showing on StreamYard, but also I can't see the comments right now, so I'm sorry. Okay, where was my next? Oh, here we go. This one was Jeannie and Rafiki, which, I mean, this one, Morgan, what would you think on this one?
I think I chose Jeannie on this one, so yeah. I feel like he is like much more of a help than Rafiki is. Rafiki kind of just shows up to spurt some wisdom, and then that makes no sense, and then just leaves, and it's like, figure it out, bye.
Yeah. This one had 3 votes for Rafiki and 16 votes for Jeannie, which I always love because on my Instagram, I can like actually look through and see who voted what. And it's very interesting to see how the votes fell with that. And this next pairing was an interesting one as well. This one is Turk from Tarzan and Tinkerbell from Peter Pan. And I really love Turk from Tarzan. She's very good in that movie, but then also Tinkerbell. This one I feel like was a very tough one.
Yeah, I feel like it was a tough one. I didn't know who to choose on
and
this
I would say when I put them two against each other, I really thought, oh, Tinkerbell's just gonna win it, like super easy, and because no one's like, I feel like Turk is one of those like kind of like not unknown characters, but one of the characters that people don't talk about. I
feel like Tarzan in general is just an underrated movie that no one ever talks about.
Well, you don't see like merch for Tarzan.
Yeah, you know. Well, I think it's because there's something with the rights of Tarzan. Like Disney doesn't fully own the rights of Tarzan still, so they're waiting. Like something like that. They don't fully own the rights, so they have to wait for whoever owns them to expire, and then they'll pick them up, and then they can start doing merch, which I think is coming up really soon.
Oh, well, I hope so. Well, anyways, with this one, believe it or not, it was really, really, really close. We had 8 votes for Turk and 10 votes for Tinkerbell. So Tinkerbell like barely squeezed it out, and I'm very, very shook because I definitely thought Tinkerbell was just going to annihilate it like 110%. But I'm pleasantly surprised. I feel like at least Turk didn't just like go out easy. She almost beat her. Okay, and then we also have for our last one, Sebastian and Zazu. And I personally love Sebastian.
I do too.
And I feel like he contributes more to the story than Zazu. And the people agreed. We had 15 votes for Sebastian and 5 votes for Zazu. Okay, so that's how that is. I don't know what's going on with the comments. You're saying there are comments, Morgan?
There are comments. There are a bunch of comments.
Okay, wait. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on then with our comments not showing up. That's so odd. Let me see if I can get it on my phone maybe, and that way I can still talk. Like, I hate not being able to show comments. Hey, Tim and Katie, if you're still there.
They are. They're still there.
I don't know what's going on with StreamYard where it's not showing our comments, where I can't put them on the screen. I'm sorry about that.
It says that YouTube doesn't support comments on private videos.
It's not private though, girl. There are 6 people here.
I don't know.
It's not unlisted either because people are fine. I don't know. Anyways, it's fine. We're fine. Thank you, Tammy, for saying that you like the character overlays. Abu nearly got everyone killed in the Cave of Wonders.
That's true, Katie.
Katie, everyone makes mistakes, okay? So is it a divided house, Tim and Katie? on the Abu Sabat, or wait, who was he against? Abu and
Boo and
Flounder. Boo and Flounder. Yeah. Is it a divided house? I'm gonna go ahead and I'll take the banner off because I feel like it looks cuter that way. Yeah, and a lot of people agreed with Jeannie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the last comment I want to talk about before we move on to our semis is Tim says LeFou and Smee are really comparable as bumbling henchmen, but of the two of them, only LeFou actually accomplished anything.
Yeah, that's true.
I agree. I just love LeFou, and I think back to like the live action, and I really think the live action did really good. Okay, so I'm just going to leave my phone up so I can read comments as they come in because apparently StreamYard hates me, and hopefully I can figure out what's going on before my next live because I do quite a few of these lives. And if you've seen any of my lives, which most of you guys have.
I wonder if it's because of the character overlap.
No, I don't know. Hang on. I wouldn't think so. Hang on. Let me try to post a comment. YouTube doesn't support comments on private video. It's not a private video stream. What? I'm sorry. Anyways, we're going to just move on because I don't want to waste time dealing with it. I can just hold the comments here. But yes, Tim says, apparently so. Abu is a monkey of action. Flounder is just nearby. I know. I agree. Me and Morgan are a split co-hosts on that. We're split company. Okay, so I didn't really mention this before because I just want to get through the preliminaries because that took like an hour for me and Cassidy to do the last show, and I was like, we're gonna cut it short. So I'm gonna talk about the categories, and then we'll go back through. So we'll start back with Animal Bestie. So for our Animal Bestie category, we have Pascal against Flounder. So, and Ajana Claire just texted me and said she is going to jump on as soon as she gets home. She's running behind on her scavenger hunt. So hopefully Ajana Claire can make it in time to join us. So Pascal versus Flounder. You guys, if you want to comment your vote, you can. I'm going to read them. I still have it up on my phone. But Morgan, what is your vote? Pascal or Flounder?
Pascal.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is hard.
I just feel like Flounder is such a scaredy cat. Like, he's a really good friend to Ariel, but he just doesn't really, like, if he wasn't there, I feel like no one would really miss him.
I would miss
Whereas Pascal, like, provides comedic relief and does occasionally help her because he, like, he's the one that makes, oh my gosh, what's his name?
Oh, are you talking about Flynn?
Flynn. He makes Flynn go and talk to her a lot of the times when she's like feeling upset or stuff. He's like him and Maximus both. So
yeah,
I think Pascal's a better.
Morgan. Why do I call you in April? Like, I tried to call you April last night and I just read her comment and said Morgan. What's wrong? Like, why does that happen? Yeah. Okay. So I almost said it again. April says Flounder followed. Pascal kept Rapunzel on track. Yeah.
I agree.
I agree. I'm going to have to vote Flounder. I'm sorry. I can't. He's just so darn cute. He's so cute. And I don't know. He tries. And I think in the second one, I feel like he tried to help Melody and he tries. Bless his little heart. He tries. So for me, I guess my vote has got to be Flounder, which I'll give it.
Was Sebastian that helped Melanie? Flounder always
I feel like it was
what they want to do.
I know. Okay. I think it was Flounder because there was like the wall of ice with Melody when she got trapped and then she was
and he like tried
he kept trying to so
I guess so.
Okay. Tim says Pascal is the most versatile princess pet in the Disney meta. My boy Pascal can put up a legitimate fight. Okay, so
that's the second vote for Pascal. Guys, put your votes below so we can start tallying.
3 for Pascal and 1 for Flounder because which we'll give it another minute. It's for other people maybe want to comment for Flounder. I'm joking. It's fine. Okay, so Pascal won that round. Okay, next up in our Mighty Steed round, we have Bullseye versus Maximus.
We got another Pascal.
Did we? Oh, okay. Darn it. It's okay, Jake. I still appreciate you. So it ended up being 4 Pascal, 1 Flounder. Okay, next up is Bullseye. Hang on, sorry. Kaylee, I agree. Flounder was a little bit more gutsy in Little Mermaid too. Poor guy almost beat himself to death trying to bust Melody out, but Pascal has to win. I'm sorry. This is like
I feel like if in order to win, the sidekick has to take initiative in their first movie, not in the second or the third.
I just feel bad. Okay. Anyways, it's okay. So 4-1. Poor Flounder. He lost, but you know what? He won against a boo. So
that was shocking. I'm shocked still.
Okay, so moving on to our Mighty Steed category. We have Bullseye from Toy Story versus Maximus from Tangled. So, Morgan, what are your thoughts on this one? I don't even know who I want to vote for.
Well, you think I'd love Tangled by my answer, but I'm going to go with Maximus because I think Bullseye is just too... He doesn't do, like, he's not even in the first one at all.
Yeah.
He is in the second, we are introduced to him in the second one, but he's kind of like just there. Doesn't really help at all until the plane scene. And then the third and the fourth, I honestly cannot, in the fourth especially, I cannot remember if he even does anything. I mean, I'm sure he's there in the third.
Yeah, he doesn't. I mean, he just doesn't play as big of a role.
Yeah.
Which he was against Pegasus in the first round, and like
I said, an extremely big role.
Yeah, I was very shocked he won against Pegasus.
I think it's just because Hercules is again another underrated
one, which I haven't even seen. Like, yeah, you guys know I haven't seen Hercules. But so my vote as well would have to be for Maximus, I think, because I just feel like Maximus does more.
Yeah.
You know, in the scheme of things, which I don't. Yeah, Tim says, I'm with Morgan. Maximus is obstinate, but he's a powerhouse in the field. Yeah.
Yeah. So he does a lot. He tracks Flynn Rider down.
Yeah.
All the way.
I really like Maximus. I was shocked that he beat Sven in some senses, just because I felt like Frozen was so loved, and I felt like Sven was just going to win because of that. But
I think Frozen and Tangled could go head to head and be I feel like they're the 2 most popular movies right now. And Princess and the Frog and Moana would probably be right up there with them. But I just feel like those are those 2 movies are very comparable, and Maximus does a lot more than Sven. Sven's just kind of there for company.
Well, with 3 votes, we're going to put Maximus to the next round. Okay. So our next category is comedic relief, and we have Olaf versus Mushu. So this one's an interesting.
I feel like we missed a good character to put in for this one.
Wait, which one?
Hey.
Oh yeah. Well, hey, I don't know. That is a good one. I don't know, because I put Mr. Potato Head. I didn't even think about hey, to be honest.
He is my boy.
Yeah. Well, I do like the scene where he's on the boat and he realizes he's on the boat and he goes. I do like that part. But yeah, no, I agree. But I do think, Olaf and Mushu are both very, very loved characters. I love them. Yeah. I love them both so much. I think, gosh.
We're going for comedic relief, right?
Well, no, this is just that's just the category. Like, I grouped them based on the categories.
I'm going with Mushu.
Yeah,
Olaf made me cry.
I feel like I've got to go with Mushu because Mushu cracks me up. Like the way he tries to help Mulan, like where he'll try to like catch the fish for her and
Yes.
he tries so hard to like help her. True comedic relief, probably Olaf, maybe, but Mushu holds his own with comedic relief as well. And he's also
Yeah.
useful.
I feel like Mushu is more of a comedic relief than Olaf because Olaf gets pretty serious pretty quickly and can make, especially in Frozen 2, makes you cry. And I feel like a comedic relief should never make you cry.
Yeah. Tim votes Mushu too. I don't know. Mushu, I feel like Mushu could make me cry.
Ooh, we got some for Olaf.
I would go with Olaf. Because if they did a live action, they would keep Olaf. Plus, I love Josh.
That's so true. They could not get rid of, like, clearly, apparently, Mushu is a replaceable character.
Well,
I know Olaf is not.
Which, this is hilarious. By the way, Jake said Mushu as well. I don't know if I mentioned that. But so we got 4 votes right now for Mushu and 1 for Olaf. It's hilarious that we're talking about this because me and you, actually our first ever collab we did was Mulan live action reaction. And we both liked the movie more than I think we thought we would. Because I didn't watch it for a long time because I was like, oh, they don't have Mushu. And like Mushu's my boy. And he makes the movie so enjoyable.
I watched it 5 times now.
I've watched it twice. I mean, I enjoy it. It's unpopular opinion for us to enjoy it.
Yeah.
But I think it's just different than the original Mulan. Yeah. But that's another conversation for another time.
Okay, completely different conversation.
Totally different conversation. 4-1, Mushu beat Olaf. So he's going to the next round. Our next one, this one, I feel like I know I know how it's gonna go. But it's still hard. It's still hard. And this is our villainous sidekicks. Kronk versus LeFou. Which is hilarious to think about. They're quite the matchup. I feel like they really are almost like very similar in some ways. And they're very, like, I love them both so much. I feel like for me, if you guys saw my thumbnail for this series, he was the first person I put on the thumbnail, and it was Kronk because he's my boy. And I feel like Tim, when he commented at the very beginning, I feel like he said Kronk all the way. So I'm assuming Kronk is probably his vote as well. But what do you think, Morgan?
That's so hard. I love Kronk, but LeFou is like, he's LeFou. Like, he just does, he incites the riot. He helps Gaston get the girls. Even though I feel like he's slightly in love with Gaston himself.
The live action, I think, has proven that theory to probably be true.
Yes.
That live action, he was very funny. But
I think Kronk just does a lot more. But also, I feel like Kronk is not villainous.
Well, this is just their category, Morgan. They don't have to be villainous.
True.
Jake
you
says,
just want me to pick Kronk.
I'm gonna go with LeFou. I want you have free will in this. I already actually put your vote down for LeFou because I thought that was the direction you were going. You tell me, girl. We sticking with LeFou?
Yes, we're sticking with LeFou.
Tim says, okay, but at no point does LeFou carry Gaston in 100 miles throughout the jungle.
But Yzma, like, really, do we really think she's that heavy compared to Gaston? I don't think so.
She doesn't eat all those eggs every morning.
She doesn't eat anything.
No.
I feel like Yzma would be like, anyone could lift her up. A child could lift her up. So, like, carrying her 100 miles in a jungle, I feel like is not a hard task.
Yeah, I just love Kronk, though. I love everything about his character. He's just he's hilarious, which is funny because in the next round, he's going to go up against Mushu who won the comedic relief. But I feel like Kronk also could have gone in comedic relief because he's just hilarious. Like, I loved every little thing they added on about him, like the little squirrel thing. And
oh my gosh, I just got a pin of that.
Oh yeah, just love it. Just love it. Yeah, he's good with kids too, Tim. So Kronk is going to be our winner on that one.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
It's okay.
Okay. Sorry, LeFou. Let's take a moment for LeFou. You fought Gallant.
Wait, is April going to vote for LeFou since he's also Josh Gad?
I don't know. April didn't put her comment in on time.
April!
April, we'll give you a moment, but we're going to move on to our next one. And if April happens to comment LeFou, then we'll have to have a showdown because it'll be 2-2. But we'll see what happens.
We also got to get Ajana Claire.
Yeah, Ajana Claire. Because we're actually getting kind of close. Like, we're moving pretty fast.
Yeah.
Prelims. Which I did have 2 other groupings I could possibly bring back on, but I think we're fine. We'll just see how it goes, and hopefully Ajana Claire can make it. Okay, so our next showdown to make it to Final 4 is Pascal versus Maximus. So that's 2 tangled ones, right? I mean, this is hard. Pascal versus Maximus. I mean, we're going like tangled versus tangled here.
Who's the better tangled sidekick?
Yeah, this is to choose who the tangled sidekick, like the best tangled sidekick is. Oh, it's hard. I don't know. It's like 50-50 for me, to be honest. Do you know, Morgan?
I have a direction I'm leaning in. So Pascal, like we said earlier, he does help Rapunzel out a lot, but he still doesn't do as much as Maximus as far as like helping them and getting them where they need to go. So, and he kind of disappears like halfway in the movie. He just like disappears and no one knows where he is, and then he just randomly shows back up.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with Maximus.
Okay, and
Tammy voted Pascal.
Tammy voted Pascal, so I have that written. And I think for me, it's so hard. I just keep thinking in my head of Pascal going like this.
That's what I think. I think they need I think Disney needs to do a short just of what Pascal could actually do. If
like it literally, it is the little thing I put to make the icon. It is him like punching his fist. And that's what I think of Pascal. He cracks me up because he's so like, he's just so funny. Hang on, I need to get that off. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to vote for Maximus though as well. I just think, like you said, Morgan, I think he does more. He's funny. I love his like little rivalry with Flynn, and they're like because he's kind of like, he's like part of the little like law enforcement or whatever of the land. So he's like against Flynn because he's supposed to take him in, and then like they kind of like begrudgingly have this like agreement that we're gonna help Rapunzel, but like I still hate you.
It'll be interesting. I heard that Tangled 2 is in the works. So it'll be interesting how they develop, like what happens now that she is the princess, and he's going to be the prince, I guess.
Yeah, I know. I haven't heard that they're doing Tangled 2, but like I think that would be very interesting. I know they did like this show, the little Tangled show, and I'd seen some of that. Oh gosh, Tim says I'm gonna have to go Pascal because I've seen the Tangled series, and he's like a character onto himself in some instances. And that's the Tangled series I was talking about, but I haven't seen enough of it. I've seen like 1 episode, so I can't really speak to how Pascal is in that series. But now we're 2-2, so we're tied for our Pascal versus Maximus situation.
We need someone to break this tie. Come on, Jake. We know you're there.
I mean, it says 7 people on. So someone else vote and break this tie for us because we need that to happen.
Pascal or Maximus?
I know. Sorry, ladies. I'm a disruptive influence. Yeah, Tim, you couldn't have voted for Maximus. I'm joking. It's totally cool. It's totally cool.
Jake says he'll break the tie.
Okay, Jake, we're waiting.
Drum roll, please.
Jake's like, I'm gonna just take. We did do a drum roll for you.
Maximus!
Oh, yours is faster than mine. Mine is delayed a little bit, I think. I still don't have that comment, but I will take your word, Morgan.
It's Maximus.
Yep, it just popped up now. Okay, Maximus it is. Thank you. He's like, I'm just going to agree with the two hosts of the show. No, but I genuinely believe it's Maximus. Okay, so Maximus has made it to our final four. Congratulations, my friend. Okay, moving on. We have our magical guides category, Lumiere versus Genie.
Lumiere versus Genie.
Morgan.
Did you see that?
Yes.
Sorry guys, side note going on.
Morgan's being crazy.
Versus Lumiere versus Genie? Oh my gosh.
Maximus already made it to the final four. Quit trying to make him battle people.
Okay.
Lumiere versus Genie.
That's hard. I don't like that one.
I know. It is hard. I feel like I know who my vote's going to be for, but I'm going to make you answer first. Oh, wait. Tammy says Genie, and it's in all caps. So I'm pretty sure she's rooting
for him hard.
She's very confident on her vote there. So we got one for Genie.
We also have a fight going on between Jake and Tim.
I know. Oh my gosh.
We're breaking up the bromance.
We're breaking up the bromance. I'm so sad.
All right. I have to go with Mike did that. I have to go with Lumiere because I love Beauty and the Beast. I love Lumiere. I do love Genie, and I think he does probably a lot more than Lumiere does in a sense. But I feel like Genie also just causes more issues.
Yeah.
In the long run.
That's true. Jeanna Claire said that she's having connection issues, so she will not be able to join the chat, but she's going to come into the comments, I think, in a little bit. So I'm sad that she couldn't join us, but that is okay. So we have
Jake voted Genie as well.
Okay, Jake voted Genie. So at the moment we have 2 Genie votes from our chat, and then Morgan voted Lumiere. So for me, it is a very, very hard vote, but I feel like I have to go with Genie personally. Where's
Christina when I need her?
I know. Yeah, I have to go with Genie. I just think that he is like, well, he's, I don't know. Be Our Guest is a great song and everything. And Lumiere plays a big role in that song. But like Genie has his own song. Morgan just texted, I need Christina in this chat with me.
Genie is literally the embodiment of power. If you're going with sidekick capacity alone, I think Lumiere is going to get dusted on this one.
Yeah.
That's true.
4 for Lumiere, or for Genie, sorry. 4 for Genie.
But if it weren't for Lumiere, Beast Adam would never turn back into Adam. He would still be the Beast. Belle would not be there with him. And they pretty much, like the Beast, they would have all turned into candelabras and clocks and pots and pans.
That's true.
For the rest of their life.
There's Infinity Genie. So we got 5 Genie to win here. I'm sorry, girl. Does someone want to throw her a Lumiere?
Katie, where are you? I need you. Come on, Katie, agree with me.
All right, so Jeannie has won our magical guide showdown. Oh, okay, wait. Ajana Claire is here. Ajana Claire, you must vote before we move on. Jeannie versus Lumiere. Do not slay her, Morgan.
Come on, Ajana Claire. We're waiting for you.
We're waiting for you, Ajana Claire.
No!
You go, Jeannie. You see it before I do, because mine is delayed for some reason. Okay, so that was 6 Jeannie to 1 Lumiere. Okay, sorry, Morgan. I know it's a rough. It's been rough. It's been rough. Okay.
No one ever agrees with me, so it's okay.
Next up, who? What did you say? No one ever agrees with you. Is that what you said? Yeah, Morgan's always a pleasure to have on because you always keep the conversation going. Jake says Jeannie is just so entertaining. I agree. I think his song, that song he does with Aladdin's entertaining. Him in general, just everything about his personality is super entertaining. So yeah, I agree. He has a lot more, I think, to do with the main plot. But yeah. Jean-Claire says Lumiere is great, but he has no abilities. Mrs. Potts was more helpful. I'm sorry. I should have put Mrs. Potts on here.
You should have.
I should have. Okay, so our next category semifinal is called the Sassy Squad. So we have Tinkerbell versus Sebastian. So this one's an interesting matchup. Tinkerbell versus Sebastian.
Tinkerbell versus Sebastian.
Yeah. Oh, and Ajana Claire, let me just say, my comments are not working on StreamYard. So I'm having to read them off of my phone. I don't know what's happening. StreamYard is acting like we're not live, but obviously we are. So I just want to let you know that's what's going on right now. But so that might be why you're having connection issues. I don't know.
Maybe.
What is the criteria?
Whoever you like best.
Whoever, I would just say whatever explanation you want to give or whatever you want to pick. The Sassy Squad part is just how I grouped them. It's not who's the most sassiest. It's just how I grouped them. So you don't have to pick the sassiest one.
Who do you think is the better sidekick?
Yeah, who do you think, in your opinion, is the better sidekick? Sebastian is Tammy's vote.
I'm gonna go with Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell.
She makes everyone fly.
True.
Without her, Peter Pan would not exist.
Tammy says Tink was too jealous. I'll agree. I liked Tinkerbell in the original animated movie.
Yeah.
But in the live action movie that came out ages ago, I really didn't love Tinkerbell because she was very, very, very jealous.
I don't like her in Peter Pan. I've only ever seen the original animated Peter Pan. I don't like her in Peter Pan as much as I like her in her own standalone series. Okay. I have seen every single Tinkerbell movie.
You know what, until you said that, I completely forgot those existed.
Yeah. Too. And she is the nicest fairy in all of them, out of all of them. She's a little selfish at times, like every character is. But I think she's so much nicer than they portray her in Peter Pan, which is why I don't like that. I don't like Peter Pan for that reason. But I vote Tinkerbell because she is a hero in herself.
Yeah, I will say, Morgan, we've got to one day do a live watch of the live action. It is mind-blowing. I love that movie with a deep passion. Tim says we should also really have the flute guy that helps the evil pipe organ in Beauty and the Beast 2 in the running. He carries a heavy sidekick burden since his boss can't move. LOL. I actually don't know if I've seen the second Beauty and the Beast. And if I have, it's been a very long time.
I didn't even know there was a second Beauty.
I feel like I knew there was.
Is that the winter one?
Yeah, is that the Christmas one? Because I know there's a Christmas one. Ajana Claire says Tinkerbell is the better sidekick, but she's a hater. She might let me fall In the original animated movie, I thought she was going to kill Wendy. She just was funnier, and I don't know. In they made her worse in the live action one. Like, she was so much worse. I genuinely did not enjoy her like at all. But I think. Well, what's your vote, Ajana Claire? Because you didn't actually say your official vote. I guess she said Tinkerbell because she said she is the better sidekick. So I guess that's your vote, is Tinkerbell. And then Tim says Sebastian is OCD and Tinkerbell is antisocial and easily vexed. So both are probably hard to be around, but only Tinkerbell can make a group of children fly. That is true. So that's another vote, I guess, for Tinkerbell. So we have 3.
And I feel like Tinkerbell comes around in the end.
Yeah, Jean Claire, I have your vote down for Tinkerbell. So we have 3 Tinkerbells and 1 Sebastian, and it's so hard.
Oh yeah, he was talking about the Christmas one. Tim was talking about.
Tim, it's voiced by Tim Curry. I love Tim Curry. I don't know. See, I was gonna go Sebastian, and now you're making me rethink it.
I think Sebastian, like, you can make a case for either one because Sebastian does help Ariel a lot, but he also gets her in trouble.
Yeah,
a lot. But Sebastian's the reason that she saved in the end, and he is the one that tries to get Eric and Ariel to kiss.
That is true. I'm back on Sebastian. Okay. I was almost wavering, but I'm going to put a Sebastian vote down. He still didn't win. Tim says, I know it's not what we're going by, but Tinkerbell in Once Upon a Time is also one of my favorite characters on the show. Tim, I do love your opinion. She's one of my least favorite characters on the show, though, to be honest. I really don't like that character.
I've only watched it here and there, like off and on throughout its lifetime of Once Upon a Time, but I don't remember Tinkerbell being on it.
He was on it for a hot minute, and I just didn't like. It wasn't that I hated her character. I thought the actress was great. They had a whole Peter Pan season, or it was a half season.
Oh yes, that's why I left. I didn't watch it.
That half season,
Peter Pan.
That half season was literally one of the best. I did enjoy that season a whole lot. Yeah, Tammy says she don't remember her on it either. It was, I believe, season 3. It was the beginning. It was the beginning half of season, I want to say 3. Don't quote me on it. Tim says, Kaylee, I love your opinion, but it's wrong. No. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying I disagree. Anyways, we have 4 votes for Tinkerbell, and I voted for Sebastian. So we have 2 votes for Sebastian. Poor little Sebastian's not making it. But Tinkerbell is moving forward.
Who's smaller, do you think, Sebastian or Tinkerbell?
Oh, Tinkerbell. I think Tinkerbell's way smaller. Like, probably height-wise, they're maybe about the same, but she's like really little, and then he's got like all his legs and whatnot. Tim, your romance is over now, and then me and you. Tim's having a rough go at it. Okay. So our next showdown is Mushu versus Kronk. Mushu versus Kronk.
Are we in the semifinals now?
Okay, so because there were only 6 categories, I'm having to kind of jump around. But Maximus made it to Final 4.
Okay.
And then whoever wins this one, Mushu versus Kronk, will make it to Final 4. And then Jeannie and Tinkerbell are just automatically in Final 4 because I don't have enough people. So congratulations, Tinkerbell and Jeannie. You're magical. You made it to Final 4. You didn't have to fight anyone else.
All right.
But Mushu and Kronk, they've got to fight their way up there, you know?
Yeah.
Mushu versus Kronk. This is like choosing between 2 of your children. So hard. And I'm gonna be honest, like before I even made the bracket, the two I thought about coming out on top were Mushu or Kronk. But now
they're like neither of them.
And they're not even in Final Four yet. And now we're against each other. So now I'm like, crap, I don't know. Like Mushu, well, that you have the comedy factor for both of them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think if we're talking about who's the better sidekick, probably Mushu. Like Mushu does more, I think, for Mulan.
Yeah.
Kronk is more like comedy. But I love them both. It's so hard.
Well, Kronk doesn't do anything for
no, not to help
Cusco
or Cusco.
And he only like makes things worse for Yzma.
I just love him. So is your vote for Mushu, you think? Is that what you're going? Yeah. I feel so bad.
See, now the comments are quiet because no one else knows what to vote for either.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go with Mushu, which I hate saying because Mushu, I think, was also on my thumbnail. But I loved Kronk, and I really thought Kronk would make it at least to Final Four.
You were hoping.
I was hoping, but here we are. And I'm like, oh, man. So I think I've got to vote for Mushu. I don't think anyone in the comments has voted yet, probably because they're like us and they're like, I don't even know who to vote for because this is the hardest matchup.
It is the hardest matchup.
It is. I mean, I have to give it to him. I mean, he made it to like Final 6, so that's nice.
Yeah.
Tim says, sadly, I think Mushu is definitely the better sidekick. Both are funny, but Mushu is fast and flexible and smart. Kronk is basically just the muscle in the room. So Tim is voting Mushu, and then Tammy also just voted Mushu. So I guess Mushu's our win. Poor Kronk didn't even. I'm gonna throw Kronk a sympathy vote. Yeah, that heart's breaking too, Tim. I don't like this. I don't like having to choose between my babies like so soon on. Final 2, okay, but not Final 6. Okay. So Mushu, I guess, is going
Well, we all knew a villainous sidekick was never going to make it to the top.
Yeah, because really there's just not the development, I guess, needed there. Which I will say, the one I cut out.
Kronk's new groove has a lot of development for Kronk.
Yeah, but he's not really a sidekick in that one. In that movie, I enjoyed it, but like he didn't really develop a whole lot. It was mostly just like funny stuff. I was gonna say though, one of the ones that didn't make it into the bracket was Pacha or Paca. Pacha. Is that how you say it? Pacha. Yep. Sounds weird saying it, but the actual sidekick to Kronk, he didn't end up making it in the bracket. But I do quite like that sidekick. So he deserved an honorable mention, which is what I'm giving him right now. So good job, Pacha. You get an honorable mention because you are a good sidekick. Okay, so our final 4 are Tinkerbell, Genie, Mushu, and Maximus. Maximus made it.
You're right, Tim.
What does Tim say? Morgan, I thought we said that a good sidekick had to have a development in the first movie.
I know why I keep yawning.
Tim is like, I'm calling Morgan out.
Yes. Tim, I'll tell you exactly what I tell my kids. Do as I say, not as I do.
Morgan, I would just love to be a fly on the wall when you teach. I swear I would. Jean-Claire said, how did Maximus make it to Final 4? Well,
he went up against he went up against Sven and won.
Yeah, he won against Sven. He won against Bullseye. He won against Pascal. So that's how he got there. So he's like our animal sidekick. He's the winner. Technically, him and Mushu are both animals.
Yeah.
We have our 2 animal sidekicks about to go up against each other, Mushu and Maximus. And then we have our 2 magical sidekicks, Tinkerbell and Genie, about to go up against each other. So our final 2 is going to be 1 magical sidekick versus 1 animal sidekick. And it's for all the marbles. So we'll see. We'll see. Okay. So
she does not agree with what Instagram voted.
Okay, so here's how that happened to Jean-Claire. Instagram. Let me see. I believe it was what? What did I say? It was like 10 for Maximus it was 10 Sven, 11 Maximus or something.
Yeah.
Like that. It was pretty close. I was so late, so I got to eat it, she says. Well, we had to eat it too because we just went off of what? Like, we went off the Instagram vote. So you have to start pulling people in to do the Instagram vote if you wanted to go for prelims, because that's how we kind of decided to make it interesting. Also to save time, because that was taking up a lot of time last time. Very close. Yeah, it was one vote, which it was 2 votes before we started the live. And then someone voted during the intro, and it was 1 vote away. Thankfully, no one was tied for prelims, because that would have been interesting. Okay, Morgan, tell me, do you want to do our animal sidekick final first, or do you want to do our magical sidekick final first?
I feel like we should give Mushu a break for a minute. Like he just went boxing. And let's do the magical sidekicks.
Okay. So for our magical sidekick finale, we have Tinkerbell versus Genie. And I feel like I should have like the little boxing, the ding ding. Wait, Tim says Finn can sing in Kristoff's imagination, but Maximus can kick butt in real life.
And Jake already voted. He said Genie. He wants Genie to win.
Oh, wait, who did?
Jake.
Oh, Jake is adamant about Genie. Well, Tinkerbell and Genie both did really good in their semis. Sorry, my comments seem to be more delayed than Morgan's, because Morgan will like react to a comment and then it takes it about another 5 seconds before I see the comment. Okay, so 1 vote for Genie from Jake. Okay, go ahead, Morgan, and let me know your thoughts on this final. Oh, Tammy also just voted for Genie. You didn't vote for Genie last time, Morgan.
I didn't.
You were the sole vote for Lumiere.
I'm a little salty about that. But I'll separate my my thoughts for a minute. So
what I was going to say really quick while you're thinking, Morgan, is it's funny because you were the sole vote against Genie, and I was like one of the sole votes against Tinkerbell. Like we both we both wanted someone else in this final round.
I think if we're going, like Tim said, if we're going based on their first movie, because Aladdin also had a second movie.
First movie only, I would have to vote Genie, because he's just way more fun to watch. He's a better person in general. Yeah.
And I'm not taking into account the live action either, because I feel like those are 2 separate Genies.
Yeah. Okay, so we had Tammy vote for Genie, Jake vote for Genie, John and Claire voted for Genie, Tim voted for Genie, you voted for Genie, and I think I as well am going to have to vote for Genie. Although it's not as, it's kind of close for me in a sense, because I do actually like Tinkerbell, believe it or not, despite me trying to keep her out of the final. Tim says Genie for me too. I can see Genie putting Tinkerbell in a little glass jar and calling it a day. Yeah, I think if we thought about it, like, we talked about this during the villains one, like, could you imagine these 2 villains going head to head? And I think with like these 2 sidekicks, like Tinkerbell versus Genie, I mean, Genie would
Genie's smoke, so he could just like anytime she went to go dart at him, he would just like.
So our magical sidekick champion is the one, the only Genie, and he will make it to final 2. So moving on, we've got. Which I feel like this one's going to be an easy one. We have our animal sidekick final versus Mushu and Maximus. Maximus, I'm proud of my boy. Let me just say this before we get started. I'm proud of my boy Maximus for fighting 3 battles to get here. He won 3 different battles, and he even beat out his Tangled counterpart. He won for his...
Yeah.
He did a lot.
Tim votes Mushu. And I think Katie votes Maximus.
Okay, Katie said y'all need to watch Rapunzel's Tangled Adventures on Disney Plus for more of Maximus being awesome. Come on, Max, pour out one for mommy. I'll say, okay, Katie, clarify if you did not mean to vote for Maximus, but I'm going to put it down as a vote for Maximus. Okay, and then Jake said he's voting for Mushu.
Tammy said she's voting for Mushu.
Morgan, did you said did you give your thought?
No, I have not given my input yet.
Go ahead and give your thoughts, Morgan. Right now we're 3-1. I'm assuming Katie voted for Maximus.
I'm going to vote for Maximus.
That was the plot twist right there.
Yeah, I just think that Mushu, although I love him, I think he does need a lot more help than Maximus does. Like, Maximus can go out on his own and be perfectly fine. Mushu, like, yes, he can breathe fire, but only a little bit. Like, he's not setting anyone on fire. And he can't really get anywhere very quickly because he can't fly. So I'm just going to say.
I'm sorry. I just read Ajana Claire's comment. Ajana Claire is also voting Maximus, which is another big plot twist in this game because Ajana Claire was shook that Maximus even made it to the final four.
And she doesn't get the point of how Mushu made it. What?
Girl. Well, she said because I don't get the point of Mushu. I think she means in the movie.
Oh.
She also probably also means how did Mushu make it as far as he did.
Yeah.
Well, I think Mushu, I can see that question, but I think Mushu added so much to that movie in my opinion.
He was the Phoenix.
Yeah. I mean, he added a lot. He added a lot to that movie, like comedy-wise, which so did Maximus. I'm not saying Maximus didn't. It's 3-3, so I'm like, I don't, you know, I don't know how we got. I still haven't voted. As a sidekick, I don't get Mushu's value, is what Ajana clarified.
Well, he's he guides Mulan down her path. Like, he kind of teaches her how to be a man so she's not discovered. Because without him, she definitely would have been discovered in a hot second. And then I
wouldn't even give him that much credit. I think he just tried to kind of look out for her and like tried to like do the best he could do. And, you know, he was a hot mess, but I feel like he did, in my mind, I think he contributed maybe more than Maximus did in some senses because he was he was really all Mulan had. Whereas like Rapunzel had Flynn and she had Pascal and she had Maximus. So she had several. And she had the whole Ugly Duckling crew that kind of helped her at one point. I mean, she had people. So,
I don't think Maximus is a sidekick to our hero as much as he is more on the villainous side because he's trying to prevent them from doing exactly what they want to do.
Well, but then he kind of turns and he like because Rapunzel though is like, I really want like she's really nice,
like Kronk.
Yeah, and then like he kind of turns a little bit. So my vote to break the tie has got to be for Mushu. So speak now or forever hold your peace on the voting because like that's, you know, a close one. But I'm going to vote Mushu. And that will push Mushu into our final two. And it also gives Mushu the title of Best Animal Sidekick, which I'm proud of because
wow.
Yeah. Okay. So as it stands right now, we have our best animal sidekick, Mushu, against our best magical sidekick, Genie, in the final to figure out who is our sidekick winner. To be honest, I'm not shocked Mushu made it to the final, but I am a little shocked Genie did, which is odd because I do love Genie, but I just didn't think when I started out Genie would make it to the final too. That's how it was last week too. We were like, how did we get to this point where we are? All right, so Genie versus Mushu. Morgan. I feel like I know where you're going to go, but I also said that last time and I was wrong.
I need time.
You need time. Okay. Well,
we have a vote for Genie.
Tammy voted for Genie. Genie? What am I saying? I think I was combining Tammy and Genie. It was Genie.
All right, I think I know.
Okay.
I think for best Sidekick.
Overall, yeah.
I gotta go Genie.
Okay. Tim also voted for Genie. Tell me why, Morgan.
I just think that he contributes a lot more than Mushu did. Even though I think Mushu did a lot for Mulan and kind of like the same thing. Like, I mean, Aladdin had a Boo, but a Boo didn't do much. Except cause trouble for Aladdin, and he kind of disappears in the middle of the movie. But Genie is always there for Aladdin, and he kind of helps Aladdin make his dreams come true. And while also having his own story, where I feel like Genie could be a standalone character, like not connected to Aladdin, and have his own movie and do perfectly fine. Whereas I think Mushu clearly is replaceable.
No. This is a really, really tough one for me. I think more
Jake voted Genie.
Yeah. Jake voted Genie. So did Tim, Tammy, and Morgan. So as of right now, we have 4 votes for Genie and no votes for Mushu. It's hard. It's a hard question because I do love Mushu a lot. But I also love Genie. I think like my own personal favorite would probably be Mushu if we're just going off of personal preference. But I think if you're considering like who is the better sidekick and everything, I do think I'm probably going to have to vote for Genie. So that's where I'm at right now, which gives him 5 votes.
I don't think there's any coming back.
Yeah, like I think Genie pretty much, I mean, he won by a landslide almost every single, like he won against Rafiki in a landslide, Lumiere, Tinkerbell. I mean, he's pretty much killed this entire game more so than anyone else. So I think he very much deserves the win. Yeah. And I didn't even put him on my thumbnail. Missed opportunity. That's what surprise ending. Surprise ending. Okay. So our first place winner is Genie. And then our second place winner is Mushu, which isn't bad, you know? Second place for Mushu. Not bad at all. Still shocked Kronk didn't make it to top 4, but you know, it's okay. Anyways, we got it right about an hour, which is great. That's about where I wanted it to be. Thank you guys so much for coming. Really quickly before we go, I wanted to show you guys, I'm wearing my llama shirt. And I got my llama ears that Jean Claire gave me for Valentine's Day. And I'm going to show you guys behind me. I have this llama
piece Kronk. That's what Tim said.
What did Tim say?
Rest in peace, Kronk.
I know. It's a sad day. But I chose to do this because I feel like llama is like my sidekick for my channel. Even though I didn't want to bring Cappy in here because he's a little crazy. He was in the beginning, and Morgan knows how that went. Yeah, Jake says, rest in peace, Kronk. I'm sad. Poor Kronk. It's a sad day. But yes, happy Pi Day, everyone. And Morgan, Jean Claire, they did a Pi Day.
Not Morgan. April.
Lord, see? April, Jean Claire did. And Morgan confused me because you're wearing a Pi Day. Show him your Pi Day shirt and her makeup.
I am wearing Pi Day. It says Pi Day inspires me, to make irrational, well-rounded decisions.
Irrational, but yet well-rounded.
Yeah, well-rounded. Do you get it?
Yeah.
It's a math teacher joke.
Yeah, Morgan's a math teacher, but there are some Pi Day collaborations that are April and Jean Claire. So Thrifty Nerdy Mom and Zoelle's World, they have some collabs going on today. Yeah, and Jake said, nice shirt, Morgan.
Thank you.
Morgan, is there anything that you want to talk about that's coming up on your channel?
So on my channel, I have a bunch of collaborations coming out this week. I have a St. Patrick's Day box swap as well as a Marvel Day box swap. And I also have I have a new subscription box that I tried that is coming out on Monday. And of course, we have more of Haul Saturday coming up and ending finally, we're getting to the very last Disney World haul, which is my big pin haul coming up.
I'm excited. Yeah, Morgan has been putting a lot of awesome hauls on her channel, so make sure to check that out. She's teaching Disney, like it says on her little name thing. On my channel, if you guys have not subscribed, I'm sure most of you guys have because y'all been commenting and I recognize most of you. But so I've been doing my Marvel Live, which I did yesterday. I'm going to continue doing that. And last night, after mine and April's live, I kind of decided, based on the comments I got yesterday, I'm trying to catch up and I'm trying to start doing live talks and live reactions with the new series coming out, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's coming out Friday, so I'm trying to catch up so I can not be too behind on that. So that will be coming. I'm still going to do the Marvel chats and things like that. So Marvel's going to be on my channel for a while. These little March Madness are going to be still on my channel every single Sunday, coming up for a while. Next week, we are doing Disney Princes. So that one's going to be a fun one to see who our favorite Disney prince is.
Don't we have two more March?
There are two more March Madnesses. Madnesses? What's the plural? Madness. March Madness. There are two more of those. And then I'm going to probably continue the series maybe once or twice a month as a Disney Showdown series. But yeah, two more March Madness. Thank you, Jake. Jake said awesome brackets. I appreciate that. Yes, and the ears do match the shirt perfectly. Claire did like she just didn't even know, like maybe she did because I got this shirt before, but like she just nailed it with these ears. You guys can like see they got llamas. I mean, it's perfect. Perfect job. But yeah, I'm going to start doing, like I said, next week is going to be the Disney Princess one. And then the week after that, it's going to also be movie related. But then I'm going to start getting into like doing some park stuff like Disney snacks and the restaurants. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So this series is going to continue, but it probably won't be every single week after March. It'll probably be like maybe once a month or twice a month. So, but yeah, thank you guys so much for coming. I'm hoping to start getting more content out now that I have my computer fixed. So sorry about that. But I appreciate all of you guys chatting with us and getting in your votes because it definitely helped our bracket so much and made it such a fun experience. Thank you so much to Morgan for coming on. I really appreciate it. You're always such a pleasure to have on chat.
Always.
And we will talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, my phone's like where I need to press end broadcast.